everyone, this is Geeta Sharma from Non-Native IELTS. Today we are going to discuss 10 most important idioms that we should always include in our speaking test. While giving speaking test of IELTS, you should know these idioms by heart. Let's talk about these idioms in detail. Before that, I would like to request you, if you like my video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you have any suggestions for me, because I know that your suggestions are really valuable for me. I have seen your feedback that you are sending me on Instagram and YouTube through messaging. Thank you so much for being so helpful. If you have any suggestions for me, if you have any queries, please don't feel shy and please make sure that you are writing it down in the comment box below. I would love to bring out certain videos that would be your suggestions. Let's move towards those idioms. Our first idiom for today is over the moon. This is generally used when you are really happy and you want to express your happiness in words. This idiom being an informal phrase, you need to use this properly. To be extremely pleased or happy, this means I was over the moon when I passed my test. That means I was really happy. We generally use on cloud 9 also. Next one is once in a blue moon. Now, though it also contains moon, this doesn't express your happiness. This actually is a time basically connector when we generally represent our time. Happens very rarely, something that happens not quite often. A tourist will see Rafflesia in full bloom once in a blue moon. So Rafflesia is actually you can say natural characteristic that happens in full bloom. That means, for example, like the weathers that we have, rarely it happens. So when we are saying once in a blue moon, we are mentioning that something that happens really rarely. For example, the stereotypical image of women is generally taken into consideration by people, but they are praised once in a blue moon. That means they are not praised for the way they work. Let's move towards the next idiom. It's a piece of cake. Now, something that's a piece of cake comes easy to you. That means it's very easy. It is not difficult, not challenging at all. Getting a visa will be a piece of cake for you. I hope it is a piece of cake for you, but remember it is really difficult to score whatever your requirement is if you are not practicing, and that too under an expert IELTS trainer. You should have a person who is able to give you feedback, and that too accurate one. Let's move towards your fourth idiom, that is a drop in the ocean. Now, a drop in the ocean means a very small part of something much bigger. Now, you can use this whenever you are talking about help that you gave to somebody, to an organization, right? Though it required a lot of help, for example, $10,000, and you provided $1,000. You actually played a part, though it was not a big one, right? Just learning quotations is a drop in the ocean when it comes to preparing for the exam. That means you have to do things in detail as well. Next idiom that we have today is actions speak louder than words. Now, there are people who generally say that they can do a lot of things, but they are unable to actually do justice to it. It is better to actually do something than just talk about it. So this idiom is generally used whenever we are talking about relationships, when we are talking about a person who is in a position and is unable to deliver whatever he's saying, right? Let's see a sentence out of it. Lots of people have great business ideas but do nothing about them. Actions speak louder than words. Just do it. For example, I remember the first time when I thought of actually logging into my YouTube channel. I was so skeptical. I still am not perfect in it. I do a lot of mistakes, and you people are really good at it. But I'm an old school, right? I commit so many mistakes, but still my beautiful students, they respected, they actually accepted completely, and I'm so thankful to God for that. And I'm trying my best every day to improve myself. I am learning, I am still learning, I am trying to improvise, right? And obviously my actions, they speak louder than my words, because I am every day trying to post a new video, even if it is for like 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Because at the end of the day, the only goal that I have is to earn respect of my students, help them out, and do whatever I can, like that is in my reach, to help them out in cracking their IELTS examination. Because I know how difficult it can be for students who are unable to score whatever their requirement is. Let's move towards our sixth idiom, that is back to the drawing board. Now, this idiom means when you attempt to do something but fail and have to try again. Now, when you are not succumbing to defeat, when you're not accepting defeat, but you are persistent, you are continuously working on it, right? But unfortunately, you come to point one only, again and again. So that's back to the drawing board. I got a 40% on the test. Oh well, back to the drawing board. That means I have to practice again. So when you're failing and you have to try again on something, that means you are back on the drawing board. Let's move towards the next idiom. Put all your eggs in one basket. Now, what does it mean? When you are putting all your money or effort into just one thing, that means you're having just one goal. And what is it? What is your goal? Are you going to achieve 8 in your listening, 8 in your reading, 8 in your writing, 8 in your speaking, or is it just 6, 6.5? Are you doing the effort that is required for that? You should do it. Okay, let's check a sentence out of it. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You should apply to lots of different universities. So when you'd be scoring your required bands in IELTS, make sure you are not applying for this same college that your friend applied to. You should have a lot of options, better ones, right? You should go for universities because the fee is comparatively less, and it is easier for you to apply for PR, that is permanent residency, to the specific country where you are moving to or migrating to. So you should keep a check at that. Okay, let's move towards the next idiom, that is the in thing. Now this phrase is one of my favorites because I remember back in, I guess, 7 years back when I was teaching in a specific institute for which I am known for the most. Like, I am really grateful to the place because I have learned a lot from there. My teachers, my colleagues, I have learned a lot from them. My MD, I have learned a lot from him as well. And for certain reasons, I had to like leave the place after working for, I guess, 7 to 8 years there. I remember I used to take like extra class over there, and this is the phrase that I did back then. Now, this phrase means something that's fashionable, something that's in trend. So that is why we say the in thing. The new iPhone is really the in thing at the moment. That means it is in trend. People are obviously attracted towards things that are in, so you can use this in your sentence. Next phrase or idiom that we are having right now is the real McCoy. Now, something that is genuine, you can rely on something, and something that's not fake is the real McCoy. I don't think her new handbag is the real McCoy. That means you're saying that McCoy is generally a brand. So when you're tagging something as the real McCoy, that means you're considering it as something that is accurate. But when we are saying, I don't think her new handbag is the real McCoy, that means you're saying that it's fake. Good. So for example, some people, they try to just emulate their, I would say, accent. They try to copy somebody else and they want to sound really British or American, whatever. So they are not having that genuine accent that they're having, right? So when we are using this phrase or idiom, you should make sure that you're using helping verb with it. Let's move towards the last idiom for today, and that is off the top of my head. Now, this phrase is generally used in negative sense when you are saying something without thinking first. Now, we should never do that, right? We should always have preparation in hand and then only we should speak. So, off the top of my head, I'd say about 2 or 3 were left. That means if I am not sure, right? So when you're not sure, I'm not sure about it off the top of my head, try to start this as part of your, I would say, introduction and follow-up questions in speaking test. That is your first and the third part of your speaking test. You can do that if a situation requires you to say that you were not thinking, right? First of all, you didn't think about it and you just did it. You can say off the top of my head. Now, these idioms I hope are gonna help you a lot. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you find the videos helpful to you in any means. And don't forget to share the videos with your friends to help them out as well. Thank you so much for watching this video.